there's a lot of pressure around here. It's a very tense environment at the moment. The food truck should have been finished last Thursday, and we should have been cooking samples last Thursday. The container's leaking as well, just, add that cherry on top. 2 hours before kick-off, we've got a pretty major problem. We've got no power to the food truck. We were running extension cables, multiple extension cables, into extension cables from inside the showroom, and now the power's fried. We'll work on a solution. Obviously, we can't cook anything at the moment. Bit of a, oversight. We're going to try and solve it. We've actually got the inside in decent condition, all the food ready, but we can't cook any of it. So I'm thinking of running an extension cable from another socket into another extension cable. We might blow all the fuses, but we'll have to try something. We haven't got a generator or anything. It's not looking good. 2 hours before kick-off. We're outside the back of the showroom here in front of our new mural. We've brought this garden set down from upstairs, just we're clearing it. It's the end of the summer, end of August, and unless we bring the price down, do a bit of marketing, we're going to stick around with it for another year. We don't want that. We'd rather lose £200 on the set and get it sold and get the cash back, or rather hold on to the garden sofa itself for another 12 months. We've taken it outside. I've done some photographs of it, got James to model it, a bit of a different background, something that's going to appeal on social media, and hopefully we're going to get a quick sale, get it gone, bring the cash back in and invest it in some other stock.
What are your thoughts after Monday for the food truck opening?
Look, I nearly had a breakdown before we opened. We just weren't ready, we didn't have enough time. You've probably seen we were still building it about 3 hours before kick-off. We hadn't really done much prep. At least we got it open. The reason I'm glad we opened it is because all of the issues here that we've got that we can fix, I think were blatantly obvious to us, so we can work on it for the next game. There's structural issues, some minor food issues where we just didn't have enough time to sort of prep exactly what we wanted to achieve with the food. We need to have a little bit of a chat about the pricing. I think we should go a little bit cheaper. Joe thinks we should hold on to the price. So, there's teething issues. We've got another game coming up next Saturday, so I'm hoping we'll be a little bit better for that game. I'm hoping maybe by 3 or 4 games in, we'll be properly set up and know exactly what we're doing. We'll have more customers. The parking went really well. We made really good money out of the parking. What did we make, about £400?
How many spots do you sell?
I think I sold about 25 spots.
So there were 17 spots that we'll sell typically, but
yeah,
because the store was closed,
I pushed out the parking a little bit.
Yeah.
So now we did also have about 5 or 6 staff cars, which is 75, 90 quid extra revenue that we would have achieved if it weren't for that. So a lot of the guys want to use the parking for every match as well, so it'll all be pre-reserved spots.
Yeah.
People like that they can also pay on card as well. Not everyone's got cash on them.
I don't think you were saying to people go to the food truck.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be you doing it next time anyway. Like someone else can do that.
Yeah. I think just the first few I'll obviously stay involved just to get them going on it.
But they can hand out like cross promotion. We've got like 30 people there. They should all be going to the food truck really.
Yeah, we can give them free fries or free drinks, whatever. We didn't get too many customers. Yeah, maybe 15. Me and Joe probably we spent a fair bit in ourselves. We were hungry. We hadn't eaten all day, so we probably put 30 quid through the till.
I'm the head of photography at Joseph James. This is where I do the photography. So we'll get stock coming in. The warehouse people will unload all of the sofas, unpack them, build the legs up, make sure they're clean, do a quality check on them, and they bring them over to me in the photography ready section. I'll do my own checks on them as well, so it's just a second quality check. And then I'll photograph them. Then take those pictures to the editing room, cut them out, put them in a white background, and then have them uploaded to the website, and then they're chosen for the showroom as well.
Customer came late last night, about 7 o'clock. He was coming to the dining set. They'd been to see a few times. Tell me what happened, what went wrong.
So we came in, so we stayed open a little bit later for him, just to show him everything. He was happy. So we went over to the desk, we ripped the whole entire form out.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll just have one more look. And then as we walked over, he spotted that the other side of the table was also cracked. It looks like it's been hit in transit, maybe.
Right.
He was like, if it was 800, I'd maybe go for it. And I was like, I don't think he's going to budge any further. Another woman did come in, and said, "What's the width for that table?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, I'm kind of selling it right
Right.
now." But I took a number, I'd give her a call.
The only thing I'd do is I'd send maybe that guy, we've got his number, send him a text one time, so we've got a couple coming today, just want to check you still didn't want it,
Yeah.
and you're happy for us to sell it. No, let's go and take a quick look at the crack, come on. I didn't notice that until you just pointed it out to me, because
Right, exactly.
it's got these lines here, 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 here. It's not a structurally impacting crack.
exactly.
It's not a crack in wood that'd be extremely noticeable. He's a haggler as well, he's just one of them pernickety guys.
Yeah.
So that was just a lady from the weekend who came in. She's interested in this plush two-seater. Now, she had a few queries. It's a little bit too low for her. I did say we could do something, maybe raise the legs a little bit.
Bit out of procedure, that.
A little bit out of procedure, but sort of thing I like to do when we're struggling ourselves a little bit. Do the little bit extra for the customer where we need
We have a
to.
phrase for that, don't we? What's it called? Being Poland, but carry
Being
on.
Poland, that's the one.
Yeah.
These legs are only 4 centimetres high. I'm going to try and get something else which is about 9 centimetres. I've had a look at the legs, only about £2 each, which I will charge the customer. She was also a little bit worried that it's not going to fit into her address.
It's quite a slim sofa, you'd think that would get in without.
Yeah, the problem is, I think it's got to go up the stairs. Now, usually any sofa under 2 metres, I don't tend to worry when it comes to delivery. Now, this is only 1.9, but it is very deep. So I did say we will try and deliver it whole. Worst case scenario, the guys can just take the arms off as and when they're there. It'll only take them a couple of minutes to do, so it's not a major problem. She did say she's going to come back into Saturday to pay. I told her it might be sold by then, so if she wants to guarantee it, she's better off just ordering it today on the website.
A couple you were speaking to before her.
They bought off us about 6 months ago. They bought the big Dylan leather corner, if you remember, we had that in the corner.
Yeah.
Really huge one. And they said the dogs destroyed it and it's a bit too low and deep for them, so they're looking to replace it. They had a look at the loofah power recliner corner. They literally live across the road, so they've just nipped over there to see if it will fit. If it does, they're coming back in. Might try and haggle me a little bit on the price, but that might be a potential sale over there. It's a huge corner, so it will give us a little bit of space in the showroom.
Don't go crazy with the haggling now.
I won't be. Hopefully that is another sale coming through today. So essentially, we realised with the furniture, there's a couple of months every year where it goes quite quiet, so we just wanted to think of something else, just to get a bit more revenue on the quieter months. So it was actually Siobhan who came up with the idea of the tanning shop. So yesterday we viewed a property in Stockport with the potential of converting it into a tanning shop. We have slightly differing opinions on the property. We've both got maybe a list of pros and cons. So I think there were a few problems. A, obviously there was all the overgrown yard at the back. Now, you did say the landlord was willing to cut it down. Now, the actual parking space itself was a great size. I think you could easily fit more than enough cars in there. I think the main issue with it was the very sharp turn to get around the back of the building. It's not very accessible.
Yeah, it's an issue. We could have made it work, obviously, with a mirror, but I get it's still tight. I'd be nervous turning that corner. What do you like about the place?
So I think the actual property itself was a very good nick. Had a good roof on, looked pretty nice internally, so I don't think that we'd have to spend a lot of money to actually get it into a working condition. I thought the space was pretty good. I didn't think maybe there was as much room as you maybe thought there was, but I think we could certainly fit maybe 8, at a push, maybe 10 tanning beds in there. Yeah, no, well, in that back room, I thought you'd get 4 in there. Now, I think you'd get 6 in the front room. So I still think we'd be able to achieve the 10. Now, obviously, I've always had the viewpoint that we need to go for something on the main road, but I do also understand the parking and how important it is to have parking. As we've seen with pretty much everyone else, no one has any good parking.
So, like, if someone drives past a store where they can't park, you might know it's there, but you can't go in. For example, you only drove through Stockport, the main part of Stockport yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a shithole. It's dead. And for that exact reason, people don't walk places much anymore. People don't walk past shops and pop in. Not in the middle of Stockport, they don't. So it's the places that have parking, like a Decathlon, for example, which attracts everyone. And those places where just relying on people to park the car a mile away and walk down the high street, you ain't getting enough people. People don't want to do it. So it has to be somewhere that's got on-site parking, because it's not just a quick pop in either, it's, like about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm just getting a bit tired of not finding somewhere. It feels like
because I'm fine taking the hit of being in a housing area, but the issue is the parking wasn't accessible, so you're sort of losing out on both fronts. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a financial breakdown of our food truck. We pretty much completed it. There are small, minor little things that we've still got to do, but we had a £5,000 budget to stick to. We'll run through all the costs and see if we managed to achieve our goal. Starting off, we had the shipping container itself, which cost us £2,400. We had the door, the serving hatch, and also the ordering hatch. In total, it cost us £940 for all 3. Now, I did make a little bit of a mistake with the door, which did cost us an extra £200 or £300. So it did cut my budget a little bit more thin for the rest of the unit, but it was my fault. I took it on the chin. We moved on. Next up, we had the vinyl flooring. Now, this was a little bit of a last-minute addition. I realised we needed something that was sturdy, we could clean it easily, and also was slip-proof. So I picked up this vinyl flooring from B&Q. It only cost about 130 quid, and then it was about £20 in adhesive spray. Put it all down. Again, me and Darren did this the night before opening. We had the countertops and the sink. We were very fortunate. I found both of these slabs in a back office in the showroom. I did have to get the wood cut, however, to prop them up. It was only £50 for all of the wood combined, and the sink cost us £95 to buy with the tap. However, I did also have to pay a plumber to install it all. He charges 150 quid. Moving on, we had all of the internal kitchen appliances. So that's the griddles, the fryers, we had the serving trays, we had chopping boards, we've got the water urn, we've got that thing which keeps the sauce warm, don't know what they call that, and the set of knives as well, and a few other little minor things. Luckily, Urgent, my good friend, owns a kitchen appliance company, so he gave us all of it at cost price. Probably saved us a good £1,000 there, so I understand not everybody is able to get that. But in total, it cost us about £540 to kit the whole thing out internally. Beyond that, we just had a couple of minor expenses just to finish it off. So we had the signs, £150 for all of those. We painted the unit, and that was about £100 for all of the paints. And then all the sort of minor tools, everything else that we needed was excess of maybe £150, £200. So the total for the food van came to £4,945 so far. We're in budget. Don't get me wrong, there's a few minor things I still want to add, but we can add that throughout the season as we bring in revenue through the food truck. So all in all, very happy. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment any questions you've got down below. And make sure you're back next week when we'll show you more behind the scenes footage here at Joseph James.